Welcome to Lesson 2 of PSRM Fundamentals Overview, and we will be exploring PSRM. Here we will be introducing the user interface of the system, logging in, and looking at the overview of the different menus, the help, the navigation and page structure of the online application. Everything starts with a login, and a login, everyone who uses the system is a user with a user ID and a password. So I'm going to log in with a standard user, and it takes me to a home page which is called the 360-degree search. The 360-degree search allows you to actually query for a particular taxpayer. It's the most basic and fundamental place type of query that you might do within the system, and it allows me to look up particular taxpayers within the system and find their accounts. When I click on the 360, it takes me to something called 360-degree view with different types of tabs for person, for account, tax roll, and financial information to show me the overall picture of this particular taxpayer. So there are different tree forms that you can see, the account information and other things that we'll be discussing in detail. So that is the home page for this particular user, and you can always go to the home by clicking up over here on the top left hand side. The most important thing functionality wise that you can use is this particular menu on the left hand side, main menu, and it shows all those types of functionality that you can do within the system under different menus. So for example, we mentioned before that we're going to start next time with the registration with the particular taxpayer entities. They're found under registration. We'll then go on to forms, and that's under the forms menu. After that, we have accounting, where you can see different financial transactions and create adjustments. Financial transactions, P&I information is found here as well, and case management allows me to see things like appeal, audit, bankruptcy, the overdue process as well, and so on. The asset information here is for property tax, which we're not covering, as billing as well is not covered here. However, things like work management are also important, but we are not going to be covering as well. Things to rectify situations when something goes wrong within the system, or more complicated type of case management is under work management. To-dos, when a user needs to actually get an alert to do something manually within the system to interact with the PSRM, to-dos are used, and we'll be looking at that. Under work management as well, there's something called customer contact to send out letters, and you will be seeing that throughout the system. XAI is for inbound, outbound messages, more technical, not be dealing with that. But patches, sending background programs to start particular, kick off particular processes, we will be looking at as well a little bit. So this is the main menu, and it can also be changed to an admin menu, and you'll see the admin menu comes over here, and now it's with an alphabetical detail, and most of all this information is configuration setup of the system, and we'll be looking at this a little bit when needed to, but we'll be spending most of the time on the main menu, but most of the configuration is found here under this particular admin menu. So what other things do we see? We have a history where we can actually go forward and back to a history of the pages that we have gone to. So for example here, I can go back to 360-degree search, and I can even use the buttons here. And if I go forward as well, if I go back, I can also go forward as well, back to where I was before. So you have back and forward arrows as needed. On the right-hand side of the page, we have this particular section called the dashboard, which has different sections called alert. Current context is very important. It tells you the context of the particular taxpayer that you're looking at. So for example, we looked up Bob Smith, so we see his person, entity, and the account information, so they're found here, and it's useful. Even if I go to another page, this is in context so that I can use this and go and find things off this particular what we call a portal. Now we can also go to different types of go to particular types of pages by using these short context menus as well, and there are other things here as well which could be useful to go to, and that's why this dashboard can be shown. If you want more space though, you can click here and it can open a larger screen. Top right over here we have preferences, which allows you to go to preferences for this particular user login. If I click on the preferences, it goes to the user screen. And the user screen gives them information about this user, what access which groups they are part of, which are important to define which functionality they're able to access within the system, what type of alerts, to-dos this particular user will get, comes under the to-do roles. Access security relates to which particular accounts, taxpayer accounts, this particular user can access. Portal preferences is the setup of this particular screen, what screens they can see, what zones they can see, and so on, what favorites come up over here. And this is all under the preferences. Help allows me to get context-sensitive help on any particular part of the system, which is very useful. And I can also obviously log out of the system and log in with a different user. One other thing which is useful to mention is the fact that we have two different types of pages and look and feel of the application. This particular page is an example of what we call an older page style, and that is one where you can actually view information and also update and edit directly on this page. If I go, for example, to a different page, and if I go to registration, let's say, and I look up a person over here, I'm going to now show you an example of a newer look of a new look page. So I look up this guy Bob Smith, and this page under what we call the person, here we see that we can view the information of Bob Smith, but if I actually want to edit it, I need to click on an edit button, and it then brings up the page in edit form and allowing me to edit it. And the point here is that as opposed to the old style page, the information could be updated, viewed and updated on the same page. Here they are done on separate pages, and this is the look and feel of what we call the new style pages. The benefit of the new style pages are the fact that they are much easier able to customize them than the older style. So most of the new functionality has been moved over to this look and feel. As well as that, last thing I want to mention here is that we have other types of help, inline help, which gives information on a particular section without needing to actually go directly to the help to a different page completely. I sometimes get information wherever I have this question bubble. I can click on it and I can get more information. So that